Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to get started with classes and objects in Apex. Let's start with what is a class. Now, if you see, I have a link here, which is the link from Salesforce official documentation. If you are going to open this link, you will see that we have a definition here about a class. And this definition says that a class is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. Okay. So what is a class? It's a template or blueprint from which objects are created. And what is an object? An object is an instance of a class. So this is the basic definition of a class, but let me move back and let me simplify it for you. Till now what we have learned about primitive data types. We have learned about primitive data types, right? And in primitive data types, I can simply say that we can have an integer data type. Let's say the name of the variable is num and it has a value 10. Similarly, we can have a string data type and the name of this variable is name and the value is Rahul. So these are the kind of data types that we have learned till now. Now, how can I define a class here? I can say that a class is a user defined data type. Okay. So it is not a primitive data type. It is a user defined data type that can store data. And what is an object? An object is an instance of a class. For example, if I say that num is an integer variable, so I can say that num is an instance of integer, because if I consider num in the memory, so if I talk about computer memory and if this is num, then it can store an integer value, right? And that value is 10 here. So what I can say, num is an instance of an integer block in the memory. Similarly, if I talk about name, what is name? Then I can say name is an instance of string. So name is an instance of string block in the memory. And the value which is present inside this name is nothing but Rahul. So this is how we define classes and objects. So if I talk about these in terms of classes and objects, I can say that integer and string are classes and num and name are nothing but objects. Though a class is not really a primitive data type, right? So I'm just telling you this, so that you can relate what is a class and what is an object. But in reality, a class is a user defined data type that you are going to define because you are a user, right? And this class can store data. For example, integer can store data or string can store data. And an object is the instance of a class. To understand this properly, let's consider an example. So I'm taking an example where I want to store details of a car. So I have a class and the class name is car. Now I can store different types of data. Like I said that, it is a user defined data type. So it can store data. Now what kind of data I would like to store about a car? So let's say I want to store three types of data. The first thing that I want to store is color. The second thing that I want to store is brand. And the third thing that I want to store is seater. So I want to store what is the color of the car, what is the brand of the car, and how many seaters this car is. So these are the three things that I want to store about a car. Now, if I talk about color, the color is going to be a string, right? It is going to be a string. So it can be red, blue, yellow, something like that. If I talk about brand, it is also going to be a string because brand represents which company this car belongs to. It can be Tata, it can be Tesla, right? Now, seater is nothing but a integer. So it can be two-seater, it can be single-seater, it can be four-seater. So it is going to be an integer. Now I am saying that a car is my user-defined data type, which is going to be a class, and it is going to store these three types of data. So two string and one integer. Now I can have different type of cars, right? So I can store information about different type of cars. So let's say I'm considering two cars for now. The first car that I'm going to consider is Tata Punch. Okay, so this is the first car that I'm considering. And the second car that I'm going to consider is, let's say, it is going to be Tesla Model S. So this is the second car that I'm considering, Tesla Model S. Now, if I talk about these two cars, each car can have its own color, its own brand, and its own seater value, right? So I can say that Tata Punch is going to have these three properties as well, and Tesla Model S is also going to have these three properties. And for the sake of this example, I'm going to say that, let's say, Tata Punch car is going to have blue color and the brand is nothing but Tata. And for seater, it is going to be a four-seater car. Similarly, for Tesla Model S, it is going to have, let's say, red color. And for brand, it is going to be Tesla. And for seater, it is going to be a four-seater car. Okay. So this property is same. Now, if I talk in terms of classes and objects, I can simply say this car is nothing but a class. Okay. So it is going to be a class. And this Tata Punch as well as Tesla Model S. So these two are nothing but objects. So what we understood at the very beginning, we understood that a class is a template or a blueprint from which objects are created. And an object is an instance of a class. So if you see, this car is nothing but a template or a blueprint, right? Because it is having three properties, color, brand and seater. So it is a template or a blueprint. And what we are getting from this blueprint, we are creating objects. So using this blueprint, we are creating two objects, Tata Punch and Tesla Model S. And these two objects are nothing but instances of this same class. Or I can say these two are nothing but instances of car. After that, I have written a class mainly consists of variables and methods. So a class can have variables and methods. Variables are nothing but members of a class and they are called member variables. They represent the state or the characteristic of an object created from that class. So if I say or if I ask you what are variables inside a class, so what will be your answer? Your answer will be color, brand and seater. These three are the variables which are present inside my class, or I can say these three are the members which are present inside my class. Because what do they represent? They represent the state or characteristic of an object. So if I talk about Tata Punch, it is going to be blue in color. It is a 4-seater car. So what does it represent? It represents the characteristic of this particular object. And this object is created from this class. Similarly, if I talk about Tesla Model S, then red, Tesla, 4, what does this represent? These are nothing but state or characteristic of this particular object. And this object is created from this particular class. So you got what variables are, right? They are nothing but members of a class and they are called member variables and they represent the state or characteristic of an object which is created from the class. Now there is one more thing which we did not discuss till now, and that is methods. What are methods? Methods are actions that an object of the class can perform. Each method is essentially a block of code and they define the behavior or functionality of the object. For example, if I talk about car, then what kind of methods can we have in the car? Or I can say what kind of actions a car can perform. Now I can say that there can be 3-4 actions which a car can perform. Let's say there are 4 actions. So the first action is start, and the second action is, I can say, accelerate. So if you accelerate, the speed of the car will increase. The third action can be brake. If you apply brake, the speed of the car will slow down. And the fourth action is, let's say, honk. So if you press the horn, the car will honk. Now I can say that all of these are nothing but methods. So methods are nothing but actions because these all are actions, right? Start, accelerate, brake or honk. These all are actions that an object of a class can perform. So Tata Punch can also start, it can also accelerate, it can also have brake and it can also honk. Similarly, Tesla Model S can also start, it can also accelerate, it can also apply brakes and it can also honk, right? So these are the actions that the object of a class can perform. Now each method is essentially a block of code because if you want to perform some action in computer, then you have to write code, correct? So each of these methods, whether you want to start a car or accelerate or brake or honk, you have to write some code for it. What do they define? They define the behavior or functionality of the object. So a car can start, a car can accelerate. These are nothing but functionality of this Tesla Model S. All these are nothing but functionality of Tata Punch. They define the behavior or functionality of the object. So that is what variables and methods define inside a class. One thing which I want to mention here is, for methods, we always have a name followed by opening and closing brackets, or I can say parentheses. For example, we have learned about list in the previous tutorial, right? So whenever we wanted to find out what is the size of the list, what do we used to do? We used to say the name of the list, so list name dot size. So what we are doing here, we are essentially calling a method which will calculate the size of the list and will give us that value. So I can say all of these are nothing but class methods: start, accelerate, brake and honk. And these methods have the same format. So we have the name of the method followed by opening and closing brackets or parentheses. Now this is all about the theory of what a class is, what are variables, or I can say member variables inside a class are, and what are methods which are present inside a class. I hope this is clear to you. In the next video, we are going to learn about syntax of a class and syntax of method, and we'll also see how we can define a class in Apex. Let me know your feedback in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.